So welcome to the TNA show number 4 this week with me and Arnold. So Rotana from France and Arnold based currently in Budapest. This week we are gonna talk about 6 life skills that are hard to teach but good to learn. Also give you an overview as we are doing weekly about the new ABC, what we are currently doing worldwide. So let's start maybe with these 6 life skills that are hard to teach but good to learn. Because Arnold noticed something on Twitter from a thought leader. So maybe Arnold, you could share that a bit more.
Yeah, they're from a well-known digital evangelist. He calls himself. It's a man called Vala Afshar.
Yeah.
He currently works for Salesforce, and he listed these 6 skills, which he says they are hard to teach, and great leaders teach the hard stuff. But that's basically what we're also doing with the new ABC. So we thought it's worthwhile to quickly go over these 6 skills and maybe, well, share our own opinion, but also hear from our viewers. That would be great.
Yeah. So wait, there is someone who would like to join. Let me open the seat.
Hello?
Hello, Brett.
Hold on, I gotta turn up my speakers.
Okay.
Okay.
How are you today?
We are good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's been a little rough sometimes, but I'm doing all right.
Mm-hmm. Where are you from? And what are you doing these days?
I'm from Milwaukee.
Sorry?
Milwaukee.
Ah, okay. Okay. Glad to hear. The US then.
Yeah, that's from the U.S., sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey,
what's
Brett,
the topic?
we are discussing some really very important life skills which were shared with us. So it would be good to also hear your opinion about it. The first one is called a sense of urgency.
Yeah. Urgency, that's important.
Yeah, as we heard also this morning, because we are in the morning here in Europe, that there was also a gunshot in your country in Oregon. So that might be also a way to have this sense of urgency. But it's not just about that. We think with Arnold that it's also about global main challenges, from refugees crisis to climate change. So what are your thoughts on that, Brett?
What's my thoughts?
Yeah.
I think that it was horrible. I think it's bad anytime anybody dies.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not only about that. It's I think more and more, especially young people, need to understand that a lot of things are really important in the world, and that they start to a little bit open up the blinders and have a wider perspective on what's happening in our global society. And so that is not only in your direct environment, but look what's happening in the world, because everything's connected and everything has an impact. So
yeah.
If I talk about areas of urgency, it's income inequality. It's, of course, what we are addressing with the new ABC. It's unemployment, the youth unemployment.
Yeah.
But it's also climate change. It's also, I think, a lack of trust in the old institutions, a lack of trust maybe even in each other. Healthcare, which becomes totally unaffordable from a financial point of view. So there are many areas, food, water, energy, which need attention. But if you're only focused on your very small micro environment, then you need it. But you really need to understand this sense of urgency, because like a bolt from the blue, it can have an impact.
Yeah.
So let's move on to the second one. It's called critical thinking.
Yeah, that's a big one too, as we both know, and many people are also into education, but simply on social media or any field, know that it's a important life skill, because again, it's about being critical thinkers, also maybe design thinkers and doers. So meaning you might combine both when you are in global teams or projects, because that's what you bring on the table again. And education, even wider learning, is about being critical thinkers, together, not just in school or any other place. It's about simply bringing value on the table. That's how you are a global citizen.
But the key thing, Rotana, is that in schools you're not. Well, in a lot of schools, let me not generalize, but in a lot of schools, you're not taught to be a critical thinker because you're taught to be a complacent thinker. You're taught to be obedient. You're taught to be what the other folks are saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So how you detach your mind, at the same time you share what are your thoughts, and at the same time feeling on a topic or an event or, I don't know, project. It's about that, I think.
Well, let's move on to the third one, which basically everyone is talking about these days, but not many people are addressing it, how to do it. It's called creativity.
Yeah.
Everybody, well, if there's one area where people agree is that they say, well, creativity is a really crucial skill, but how to get there and how to develop that skill, that's another item.
Yeah, absolutely. And we discussed that during the previous Teenage Show last week. But again, there is a lot of design school these days, but we think that it's really tough to teach it. It's more about developing your own habits or collective habits around creativity. So it could be just hanging out with diverse people from diverse background and fields. It's about also just exploring the world, in something that you are not comfortable to be or to go, It could be places, it could be via the web. So just about being curious and cultivating this creativity, I would say.
Absolutely. So let's move on to the next one, empathy. Actually, many people say that empathy cannot be taught. That is just a trait which you have, which you don't. I'm actually currently reading a book, and I want to show it.
Okay.
It's really, really, as you can see, a very thick book, and it's
okay. Mathieu Ricard. Yeah.
It's all about altruism and empathy and caring for other people, and he mentions that it's all research based, that you can practice it, that you can learn it, that you can improve in those areas. So as opposed to the traditional things where they say it's totally not possible, it is possible. And I think it's really, I would like to link it with the first one, your sense of urgency. If you develop empathy, then you are you're more inclined to help refugees or to do something about water shortage or to address social issues if you have empathy developed in yourself.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one, commitment.
Yeah, that's a big one too, because it's about action too. There is an echo in my ears. I don't know if it's the same for you, but let's continue. So commitment is a big one because, again, it's good to have intent and to share your thoughts and feeling when you get to know people or even when you're involved in project. But then it's about doing, right? And that word commitment is a big one because these days it's about moving forward, testing things together, and even iterating them, while you're learning or failing.
Yeah, but it's also, I think it's out of the TQM movement, which is doing what you say and saying what you do. And I see these days that people easily do not follow up on their commitments. And I think it's especially important that even in these challenging times that you keep on doing that. So let's move on to the last one and not the least one. It's called humility.
Again, we are also discussing, and we will start to share more about that in a few minutes, because we have started this webinar on dealing with uncertainty, but it's very much related, meaning that because we are still living in a world of, I'm putting quote on that, experts. For us, it's truly about not knowing, and part of that is about not being an expert, but still being like a child, continuing to learn, to be curious, and at the same time have this humility, because we cannot know everything, And at the same time, it's about being humble as you are failing, as you are vulnerable at the same time, as you are, doing and learning. Simple as that to me.
Yeah, it's even that. Well, I don't know the saying, but I believe every day there's more information available than many years ago, which would cost a total lifetime. Yeah? So it's totally impossible to know everything and whatever. But at the same time, even if you assume you know something, then it doesn't mean that you are the source or that you have done it or you have contributed, but that you really are part of one big connected system, and that we're all just playing our roles there. So indeed, we really, as the new ABC, we really think these are really critical skills, and that's why all of them are included in what we help our young folks to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. So maybe it's good to also discuss more about the new webinar series that we have started with about with our young folks in our TNA community. So the topic, as we said, it's about dealing with uncertainty, not knowing, constant change. And we already started with how many people? Two young facilitators based in Vietnam. And the feedback that we have from them, even because these different sessions done via Google Hangout for 1 hour in a private and safe environment were really deep, I would say, Arnold. And even the participants say that they learn a lot of insight, and it moves inside them, what each facilitator said or share via their stories, their struggles, but also their successes, their life experience. So that's what I notice over these different hangouts.
Yeah, it's really beautiful to see that these young people are really learning very fast, and that they are now willing to share their doubts and uncertainties and emotions over the web, and that makes it powerful, and that makes it that we all can learn from it, because again we live in a bit of a outward focused society where we pretend that everything is fine and that we're all successful and that we're all good looking and that there are no problems, but we all know that the opposite is true. So when we start to share these things, it I think is very, very powerful.
Yeah, absolutely powerful. They are brave and vulnerable at the same time, and that's how we grow together. And even on their own, they can grow, develop their learning on their own as we're sharing feedbacks, and the other participants also build on each other ideas and emotions. Simple as that.
Yeah.
So let's also discuss to another topic, which is the refugee offering that we are building with some young folks too in our community.
Yeah, well, it just strange to use the word opportunity in this aspect, but it's something where we are researching whether we can add value in that, because obviously there are also a lot of young people involved as refugees, and we want to see whether we can help them as the new ABC. But we're still researching whether we can add value. Yeah. And we don't know whether it's something, but it's just something which pops up. So then we look into it, whether we can add value. If we can, then we do it. If it's too difficult or we don't know how it works, then we'll move on. But it's just be flexible, just address it and move fast. I think that's really important.
Yeah, absolutely. So you also met two men from Morocco this week, Arnold. Can you say more about that?
No, actually, I didn't meet them. There was a friend of mine. She has been to Morocco for, I believe, close to a month. And as I've been talking about her, about the life skills which we teach at the new ABC, she started mentioning it to people she meet there. And so that's why she introduces the new ABC to them. So I think that's extremely powerful if there's somebody else talking about what you do. And as a matter of fact, right after this call, I already have a Skype call with a man in Tanger in Morocco, who's I believe he's teaching ICT to young people, because again, Morocco has the same problem and problem as any other cities, that there are talented young folks and who don't have jobs or work or whatever, and don't know what to do. So, the goal of the school is to get to know each other, and at the same time see whether we can roll out what we're doing also in Morocco. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And last but not least, we were discussing a few minutes ago about creativity. So we are working currently with different teams in Vietnam, in Budapest, even globally, on creating a new logo for the new ABC. So that's an activity that we have done for some weeks now. And now as each team, even me and Arnold are involved with someone in Japan called Toma. And Mukesh is Indian but based in Budapest, like Arnold. And we have created some sketches, some draw of possible TNA logo, the new ABC logo. So each team have done that, like the Vietnam team are really creative. So we are also glad to discuss next week on I think it's Thursday, our brainstorming session on Hangout on how we could again build on each other ideas via the draw, the sketches, also the explanation that each will share, and then we will design the new ABC logo that we will just put on each social media channel or website that we will have globally. Simple as that.
Yeah, but it's also proof to me that it really works if you do things together in a community, and if you build on each other's ideas, and if you give other perspectives. Because in our group, one of the things was related to the typhoon, but that was because Thomas was explaining that he was experiencing typhoon. But otherwise, I would have never come up with that idea. But I think it's a super idea. But so it's just, if you're together as a community and you share thoughts and impacts, and then things can emerge, and that's extremely powerful. But at the same time, it's fun. We must not forget that it's always hard work, but it must also be fun. You must also enjoy yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. In our community, some people like a lot to sketch and draw via web tool, but also on Moleskine or paper with their pencil, and then scan it, share it via our Slack community or via Google Docs or whatever you love, and that's how we are seeing creativity too, It's you use the tool that you love, you share that with your friends and colleagues, and then we build on each other ideas, and then we see that true in our work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe we will need a graphic designer for designing this new ABC logo. Maybe it will come from one of our young folks in our TNA community. We don't know yet, but we know that we have already really great input, and it's beautiful and it's powerful.
Yeah, maybe one of the viewers of this show can help us out. So that would also be cool. Graphic designers, please raise your hand, and we'll be happy to put you in touch with our community.
Yeah.
So this was our show for this Friday. Really exciting things happening, and really making a lot of progress. So
I feel that
really looking forward to next week.
Absolutely. Until next time, have a great weekend, everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye.